semi-finals and the finals will be held this Sunday, November the 13th. And we want to encourage everybody to go on out as much as possible, support the players, and see who will take home the Pink Cup. It's in support of breast cancer awareness, supported by Cots Ready Cash, along with several other corporate partners, this Sunday, November the 13th. Thank you so much, Don. Say hi to everybody who is following us via the Facebook platform and on YouTube as well. Remember, we're streaming live in HD on YouTube. If you just want to search Good Morning St. Lucia, and once you get the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well. Hi to our friends in Soufrière, all across Soufrière. We know you're listening and you continue to love and follow the vibe here. Special shout out to each and every one of your friends in Crestlands and all across Soufrière. Thank you so much for joining us. Exciting times, you see, Soufrière. Exciting times indeed. Let me just shout out Cindy Ann and the staff at Unicoma as well. The folks in the warehouse, the guys in the warehouse, they're always locked on. Good morning, happy Friday. I was wishing you guys a good one. Cindy Ann, a customer is saying that one thing they want rectified when they come into, especially during the sale times, Christmas times, they're saying the background music sometimes the in-store music is a bit too loud, and she's having difficulty communicating sometimes with your staff on the floor. So I know you're rectified. We're just alerting you feedback from one of your customers here on the platform. Christine Alexander, good morning. Also hi to Stephanie Leo is in as well, and Lydia Francis, happy Friday, Lydia. Much love to you. We'll try to adjust the audio as we conclude on this Friday. Just about 9 minutes left. Next week we have an interesting suite of programming that we will tell you all about before we conclude at 9 o'clock this morning. Don, with no further ado, just put that final image up for me, that image, the nasty image of cash trees. Go figure, viewers, and go figure St. Lucia. 6 days after, or 5 days after today, the torrential rains, the trough system which devastated the north of the island. Could you imagine, viewers, that many streets in the capital city of Castries still looks like this? Still looks like this. This is Upper Jeremy Street. Outside, popular businesses, the stretch of young entrepreneurs who operate right in that vicinity as well. We'll share only one, but there are numerous other streets like this as well. The corner of Singer, you have a pile of debris, Madam Mayor. It's in the heart of the city. I can't wrap this around my mind. That you take it down now, Don. That we still have streets like these 5 days after. It's a hazard. It's a hazard, Madam Mayor. And your good staff at the city council. You have school children, and you could just see it on an afternoon. Sometimes you wonder where some of these people who hold the keys for the city and hold the keys for administrating our governance, you know, because you could see it on a morning and you could see it on the afternoon. So it's not a makeup. People now have to skip through mud, and it's a hazard. The pavement is extremely slippery as well. It shouldn't, and it's just surprising that it's taken 5 days plus to clean up the streets. The tools within the CCC, and you have some hardworking, dedicated staff. So I guess all they're looking for is the guidance and for them to be instructed, because the staff don't just go doing what it is they want. They have schedules that are made for them. So you have the power washers at the CCC. Somebody please, before Friday, let's go around. Let's remove ourselves from the comfort of the air-conditioned offices and let's go underground. It's visible and you'd see the streets. Engage some of the staff who are always committed. There was one gentleman in particular, anything you say to him that requires assistance within the city, he could be on lunch, but he would stop and pause and attend to it. So we didn't want to be too hard on anybody, but after 5 days, I don't think we are hard at all. Just our corporate responsibility here to alert you that some of the streets still look that way, unfortunately, and we hope at soonest that it will be rectified. Thank you very much. We know it's going to be done before the end of today. It's not just that street, there's certain sections of Thursday Road as well that requires some attention. Thanks in advance, and we look forward to it not reoccurring. Yeah, I know. Thanks to that message. Viewer, I know still some questions unanswered from the Ministry of Infrastructure. Hopefully there's an update or some briefing next week on the plans for the Silton. Is it too late? What has happened so far? And what's the plan for the remainder of the Atlantic hurricane season and the remainder of the year? Are we desilting? Have we desilted? Hopefully, we will get an update as soon as. But the former government minister sharing a very interesting perspective during this week's edition of 2 Cent Tuesdays as well. The manner in which the desilting program is undertaken. You have heavy equipment at the riverbed, and according to him, it's a concern for environmentalists that you have that equipment pulling off the riverbed, so to speak. So we maybe need to revisit the manner in which the desilting program is undertaken as well. But interesting times. There are a few more days before the Atlantic hurricane season concludes officially on November the 30th. But even outside of the hurricane season, we had evidence of inclement weather, which can pose a serious risk and a serious threat to us here in St. Lucia as well. So even outside of the hurricane season, continue to clean your drains in and around your homes, cut the overhead branches as well, and then ensure that your various power and electrical lines are cleared. If you can't do it, you want to place the call into the necessary authorities so that they can be alerted and come to do what is really and truly their responsibility. Yeah, again, NEMO is encouraging donations. You know, a number of communities were affected last Sunday. So if you are able to, on St. Lucia and abroad, if you live in the diaspora and you're able to, you saw and you're exposed to the footage of the flooding, many people lost valuables, but for a number of families as well, they lost everything. So NEMO is appealing for contributions to the cause to help get some of these families back on their feet and back to some sort of normalcy. So if you are able to, please, we encourage you to make a donation and assist a family in need. Today, next week, we'll continue our coverage on the national response and our recovery efforts, and we'll share with you the particular means that you can use to make your donations and your contributions. Big shout out to everybody who has donated and contributed thus far. The need is great, and we expect us to do the St. Lucian thing and assist our brothers and sisters in need. I know a number of communities, I know, are looking forward to exactly what government package will resemble, what the government relief package will look like, especially for the communities in the north of the island. The people need help, and they are asking questions which require answers at soonest. That's the time we have on today's program. Next week, you want to join us for some educational, informative and enlightening discourse. We begin the week Monday with the new head of the Bodley Correctional Facility. We have a delegation of St. Lucia nationals over in Egypt attending the Conference of Parties COP 27. We'll also hear from Dr. Jimmy Fletcher on the COP 27 next week Tuesday as well. Interesting developments surrounding the Soufrière Force Jacques region, now poised for exploratory drilling associated to the geothermal resource project, which try to cover that and so much more, which has been happening with our young kids. We'll stay on top of some of those buzzing stories all next week. Continue to make us your choice. Continue to wake up and spend your morning with us here on the platform. We call it Good Morning St. Lucia Vibes at Sunrise. My name is Shannon Lebourne. I'm only the producer and host, more so your humble servant. I'm backed by a very strong and efficient team here. We see a very special thank you to each and every one of them, and to you, our advertisers. Thank you for putting your money behind this platform. If you are fueling up today, Friday, gas up with salt, petroleum, and go longer and further with salt gas. We'll be back on Monday from 6 a.m. with another program. Have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend.